All right. After all this time, Empire. Let me find my notes. Oh, it's been a long day. And I'm right at halfway through. No. Almost half. I got an hour until I'm halfway through the day. These notes. I'm Kay Lane, by the way. I'm presenting you with Empire on this evening. We start off with Snoop, SNOOPDOGG. He's looking like he's looking. You know, he looks like Snoop Dogg. Always looks pretty well groomed and taken care of. And he's in the studio and he's listening to a song that Lucious is putting together. And then it's flipping back and forth between Lucious' song and Jamal's song. Both of the songs sound kind of not great to me, but that's just me, you know, whatever. So Lucious isn't feeling the vibe. He kicks out everybody, basically. And me and my mama were both like, I don't understand how you could have that many people in your studio session in the first place. And what are y'all doing in there? It's just like on Greenleaf when Isaiah had all them people, his whole entourage in the studio. And then Zora told him he was flat. Well, I'm not talking about Greenleaf, but the point is, why you got all these people in your studio? But whatever. Cookie confronts Lucious and, you know, she's like, have you heard about me and Angelo? And he's like, yeah, I heard, congratulations. She's like, no, we broke up. I said no, yada, yada, yada. And he's looking like, and then while they're talking, Giuliana comes in. I think it was Giuliana. And she comes in and she's like, no, wait, was this no, okay, yeah, Giuliana comes in and she's like, Lucious, I need you, darling, over here, and pulls him away from Cookie. And let me see. Snoop Dogg, Lucious is trying to get Snoop to sign on for the Vegas deal, you know, as an investor. Snoop is like, all that is cool, but I want Jamal to be a part of it. Lucious is like, what do you want that little boy for? Like, why would you, of all people, Jamal? And Snoop is like, yeah, Jamal brings another audience, you know, the diversity. He diversifies the situation. And I'm like, Lucious, you of all people should understand that, because you got Amy Winehouse, Tori Hash Brown, you know, white girl singing on the Black Label. You should be, you know, you should understand diversification and all of it. It didn't make sense. But yeah, Lucious asks Jamal, I want them to hush. Lucious asked Jamal, you know, basically, he didn't even ask him. He told him, he's like, yeah, so you're going to be part of the Vegas deal. And Jamal's like, no, I'm not. What are you talking? No, I'm not, girl. I'm doing When Cookie Met Lucious and you doing Inferno. And it's just not, we not. Then we swoop over to the laundromat where the girls are laundering money and whatever else. And you see Andre peeking his head through the window. And I'm like, Cookie's walking in, Andre's peeking through the window. And I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out why, of all people, Andre would open this part of his plan up to Cookie. Because she walks in there and she sees Shine and the boys loading up guns and get ready to kill Lucious. And you should know that your mama's not going to allow you to kill your father. Your mama's not going to allow you probably to kill anybody, because mamas don't like their sons to kill folks generally. But whatever. So they loading up and Shine is like, Cookie's like, Shine, what are you doing? Are you an idiot? And then she looks around and she sees, you know, Pookie and Day Day and Boo Boo and BB and CC and Marvin and Carvin and all the Winans are there. Debbie Joy, all of them. And she's like, hey! Eve was in there. Jill Scott, everybody from Philadelphia. Kevin and Mikhail, everybody was in there. And she was just like, hey, I thought you died, girl. What? Hey, it's been so long. And then she offers to cook them dinner and come up with a solution that's not killing Lucious. And I'm like, Andre, you should have known. But whatever. Hakeem then calls his father about having his name on his daughter's birth certificate. And I just don't understand why he can't just go and have his name put. Hakeem don't have no lawyers. He doesn't have a legal team that would allow him to put his own name on the birth certificate without the permission of his father. It doesn't make sense. It's logistically, Lee Daniels, I just don't get it. I need somebody to explain to me why this boy can't put his name on his daughter's birth certificate without the approval of his father. It just doesn't make sense. Whatever. They go to Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, the club. And they're talking, Hakeem is talking, you know, thank you for hearing me out such short notice. I really want to have my name on the birth certificate. And I'm like, why are you asking your own father for this? But whatever. And while they're having the chit and the chat, they hear commotion, basically. And with all that commotion, they go and see that the fire department is shutting down the club. Thirsty/Parch is trying to figure out why. Lucious is looking like, why? And then he looks over and sees Angelo Tay Diggs Dubois, sitting over there, like, lounging in the club with his boys. And it's like, what's wrong with you? They walk over to Angelo Dubois, and they're giving, what's your problem? And Angelo's like, oh, you've never met the chief of the fire department? And I'm just like, who cares? Basically, Angelo had the joint shut down, and then he's drinking, all the liquor. And Lucious was like, oh yeah, enjoy yourself. Drinks on me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, this is stupid. Then we get back to Lucious and Cookie, and they trying to talk, and then one of the girls, either Anika or Giuliana, walks in, and then the other one, either Anika or Giuliana, walks in, and it's just a big love square. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is so crazy. But I've been in a situation. So I dated best friends, but I didn't know they were best friends. And we took a church trip and found out they were best friends. So my two boyfriends were sitting over there, like, chopping it up. And then one of my other boyfriends was in the back of the bus, and I'm just like, oops. But that's how Lucious was looking. He was looking like, oops. And then he makes out with Giuliana and Anika and Cookie. I look at Shook, and I'm like, why? Anika, I don't understand Anika's character at all. Walk with me through this. We were introduced to Anika as being, the grande dame. She was the bad bee in the function. She was dating Lucious, all of this. Cookie gets out. Anika is a little bit intimidated by Cookie. She walking around showing her behind and giving you all of this. And then all of a sudden Anika went crazy. She kidnapped Hakeem's girlfriend, but didn't do nothing to her. And then she killed Rhonda. And we just glazed over that like that never happened. We just going on about our day. Andre is just casually, dating Nessa. Like, he didn't watch Anika push his wife, sling her over the side of a building. I don't understand. I cannot. I can't. But whatever. We act like Anika is just, I don't know what we acting like. But then, let me see. And the love square in my mind, before I move on to the love triangle, the love square in my mind is basically so Taraji can have some drama, because I've heard rumors that Taraji doesn't want to continue to play Cookie. It's draining for her to play such a high energy, crazy character. I feel like this love triangle and this whole Angelo situation is a ploy that Lee Daniels is using to get Taraji to give you emotions, to emote and give you drama and give you hidden figures type acting. I just don't. I don't like it. I mean, I love Taraji. She did fantastic in Hidden Figures. She was even good in Baby Boy. Her acting is great. It just don't go with the rest of everybody else's acting, So anyway, we'll scoot over to Hakeem. Hakeem, Tori Hash Brown, and Tiana Taylor is in there. Well, Tiana and Hash Brown are in the jacuzzi. They making out and doing all sorts of devious activities while Hakeem is standing over to the side, and he's talking about how he wants his name on the birth certificate, and I'm just sitting here like, put your name on the birth certificate. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, they not listening because they are in the throes of passion. And Hakeem is like, he says something, and they say, are you jealous? And he says no, because logistically my girl got a girlfriend. That means I have two girlfriends. So girlfriends, help me out with this situation. And he takes off his clothes and gets in the jacuzzi. And I'm like, what? None of this is necessary. But they say they're going to an all-girls party. He says he wants to go. And I say, you acting like a woman right now, so you may as well attend. But whatever. And then they go into the throes or whatever. Cookie is on a Save a Lucious campaign. And she done made peach cobbler and all this, that, and the other. And I'm like, did she make it or did she order it? But all the men, Shine, his boys, Nessa, everybody is at the house, and they're enjoying vittles. And she's saying, we're not going to kill Lucious. I don't even know what she proposed to do instead, because I stopped paying attention, to be honest. And then Tennis Shoe comes back. I forgot to mention Tennis Shoe came through to help Jamal. Was it last week? And Tennis Shoe is Tinashe. Tennis Shoe. Because I don't know how to pronounce her name. I thought she was FKA Twigs for the longest. I really don't know what the difference is between FKA Twigs and Tennis Shoe. I just don't. But anyway, she comes in and she tries to help Jamal with this little song he's trying to get together. Even Tinashe or Tennis Shoe or Tinashe, I don't know. Even she cannot help this young man put this music together. And I'm like, I don't listen to a lot of her, but I don't know her to be a prolific songstress to the point where they would call her in specifically to help with the songwriting. But I digress. Snoop declines the offer to invest in Inferno or Las Vegas. Is Las Vegas and Inferno, is that the same? Shut your mouth. Shut your freaking... Anyway, they're so loud out here in these streets. But yeah, Snoop declines. He says his investment bank said this is not a good idea. And Lucious is like, well, what's his last name? Maybe I can, talk to him. He says Dubois. So this is Angelo. At this point, Lucious is very upset. And then Cookie comes through, and she was looking good all episode until she came out with this Jackie Christie jacket. And y'all are gonna get tired of hearing me say Jackie Christie, but the jacket was very Jackie. And she talks to Angelo. She runs up on him and tries to get his attention and talks to him and offers to make a statement saying that, what he said was, just in the heat of passion and it wasn't true and da-da-da-da-da. He's like, I don't want your statement. And then, like, these security guys try to grab her and she's giving, get off me and flinging around. And then Claire Huxtable pops up and Cookie's crying and all of that. And then Lucious, well, we're at the board meeting, whatever. Lucious asks Andre a question in regards to Las Vegas. But Andre's not home because Andre is pissed. And I don't understand, with you being Andre's father, Lucious, how you don't know when your son is off his rocker, when he's losing his mind and giving you, crazy. Why can't y'all see it? I understand that he's, good at hiding it or whatever, but he's not good at hiding it because the man did not look vacant. And if I was looking like that, my mom would be like, what is your problem? Talk to me. I talk back. Let's talk money. I talk that. A little T-Pain for you. But, then Cookie is hollering and giving Claire, who's that fake A Claire Huxtable? Who does she think she is? And all of that. Then she goes on and calls Jamal a punk because he can't get the song together. And I'm just like, will y'all please? It doesn't make sense to me. Cookie, at least once in each season, Cookie is going to call Jamal, a punk. Or a sissy, or something of that nature. And I'm like, but you the one that pulled your son out the trash can, told him he was different, and told him it's all right, and all of that. But you calling the boy a punk and a sissy, it just doesn't make... Lucious don't even call the boy punk and sissy as much as Cookie does. And I'm like, why do you use this language? She calls Jamal crazy. She calls Hakeem stupid. I don't like that kind of... That's verbal abuse in my mind. And I don't like it. But whatever, though. Hakeem is doing his live stream. And I really feel like they need to check on Hakeem's mental stability. We know the boy ain't right. We know all the boys have mental problems because Andre, he has bipolar disorder. Hakeem, I couldn't think of this boy's name. I just said it. Hakeem, he's always having outbursts and tantrums. And then Jamal is an addict. All of this is mental. But whatever. So he's doing this live stream talking about lions and babies and birth certificates and talking to all his ladies out there and all of that. And I'm like, okay. I guess, whatever. Then Jamal goes over to Angelo, because they decided that since Jamal and Angelo have a rapport, that he should go over and talk to him. So he goes by and he offers a check. The check was worth all of Rebel's daddy's settlement money from Rebel over on BET, $5 million in the form of a check. I said, Lord, they took the money from Rebel's daddy and gave it right to Angelo Dubois. What a shame. But... So he offers this money, says that all the kids in the program that Angelo runs can go to college for free, all of that, and that Empire, the Lion family, their name won't be a part of it. It's an anonymous donation. And Angelo takes the check. And I'm like, he's going to take the check, but that's not the last you've heard of Angelo. Let me see. Lucious is watching the live stream and he looks affected by this. He looks touched. And I'm like, are you touched by an angel? Let me see. Jamal gets up there and does, not Jamal. Hakeem gets up there and does an impromptu performance in the middle of his live stream about lions and babies and birth certificates. Oh my. And it was just weird. The whole ordeal was just strange. Let me see. Cookie is trying to help Jamal with this song once more. And she walks out of the studio and hears a beat, a instrumental that's just so grand and great. It was alright. And then she brings Jamal, come hear this. And he hears the song and Becky is sitting there playing it. And Jamal is like, whose beat is this? And then Lucious walks in and, with this other guy. And they're singing the song. And then Jamal comes in over the loudspeaker and is giving singing his song over Lucious's beat, and the man that was singing is just sitting there like like in not the Fighting Temptations, the Temptations, when David Ruffin snatched that mic. Jamal snatched the mic, and I'm just like, rude. But then Lucious was like, we gonna pay you for the day, but we'll figure out, something else to do with you. They done fired this little boy. I didn't care for it. It sounded like The Weeknd, who sounds like he wants to be Michael Jackson. It was just a lot going on. But that's Jussie's voice. I can't judge because I also cannot sing. So, and then Cookie's trying to haggle. She's trying to say, let's do Inferno and When Cookie Met Lucious. And Jamal was like, no, just no. And she's like, I'm trying to, get money on your behalf, yada, yada, yada. So we having dinner. We swoop over to dinner, and Granny's back. And I'm like, Granny been real quiet. Like, logistically, it didn't make sense, because Granny was doing so much, this season. For us to have these last 2 or 3 episodes without her in it at all, it didn't make sense, because she always up to something. But she was sitting at dinner, just, casual. And then Lucious goes on a thanking spree and is thanking everybody. Thank you to Anika for holding it down, and thank you to Hakeem for holding it down. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy and all of that. And Andre's just sitting over there like, when will you thank me? And he gives, he gives Anika some divorce papers. And she looked shook. She looked like she didn't want to be divorced. And I'm like, but don't you know? You wanted to marry Hakeem, didn't you? But whatever. So he gives Anika divorce papers, gives Hakeem the birth certificate with his name on it. And I'm just like, we shouldn't have to go through our fathers to do this. It just didn't. I didn't like it. But Anika got a $25 million settlement with the divorce, and Cookie's pissed, as am I. And I gave you half of my company. And she's like, gave? I had to scratch and survive. Good times hanging in a chair line. Good times. Ain't we lucky we got them. Doom, 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 doom. Good times. Oh, yeah. That was for my mama. She hates that song. But yeah, she's like, I had to fight. I had to pray and fight for this. But whatever. And then she goes on to thanking everybody but Andre. And I'm like, y'all really overlooking this nigga like he didn't put this together. And my mom was like, well, maybe she didn't know Andre put this together. I was like, no. Because if you remember, she was at the board meeting that Lucious called over, on his bedside when he was dying a couple weeks back. And he passed out papers, and she was like, yeah, this is a good idea. So she knew. They just don't appreciate Andre, and I don't care for that. So then Juanita comes through, and she's like, y'all, somebody's here to see you. And he's like, I'm having lunch. I'm not entertaining company right now. And Juanita's like, this is important. And then she tiptoes on out. And Lucious comes to the door, and it's Child Protective Services and the police. And the woman is like, we have a warrant, and we taking the baby, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, what did Bella do? Like, what? How? And my mama, I think, mentioned that this is probably Angelo. I'm thinking maybe this is Tariq. It could be anybody. It could be Giuliana. It could be Bunky from, The Beyond. It could be Raphael from The Beyond. It could be anybody. I just don't know. But they done took the baby. And while they're taking the baby, the SWAT team comes in and they raid in the house. And I'm like, what? I was shook. But that was Empire. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things the YouTubers say. Down in the description, as usual, will be Matea's GoFundMe. And again, y'all can click to read more about that when read more about it when you click the link and all of that. And her family would greatly appreciate donations. That's basically it. That was Empire. I will be back, what's today? Friday? I'll be back tomorrow not tomorrow. The day after probably, because I don't think I'm gonna do the video tomorrow, but Sunday I'll be in for Iyanla, Fix My Life. And then, we'll start our week over. We'll get episode 4 of the reunion, the Real Housewives reunion out the way. We'll get Potomac out the way. Then we'll go on back into Basketball Wives, Rebel, Empire. Greenleaf, that was the finale, so I'm done with that until August. So y'all don't care. Anyway, I'll see y'all. Peace.